What's the right amount of screen time? What do the experts say? How much is enough? How much is too much? It's incredibly confusing. One expert says 0 time, another says however much your kids use. In China, kids are only allowed to play games 3 hours a week at specific times. That's right, between 7 and 8 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What? Is China right? At Carrots and Cake, we've pulled together the leading recommendations in one place. USA. The American Academy of Pediatrics in the USA was one of the first to issue media guidelines in 1999. They recommended that pediatricians should urge parents to avoid any television viewing for children under the age of 2. However, those guidelines were revised in 2016. The recommendations are now relaxed slightly. For children under 18 months, screen time is discouraged. But for children 18 to 24 months, parents are encouraged to seek out high-quality programming and apps and watch them together with their kids. For children over 2 years old, the advice is a limit of 1 hour or less of high-quality programming. France and Taiwan. In 2008, France's High Audiovisual Council decided no French stations would air programs aimed at toddlers and babies. Any foreign stations must include a warning message indicating that shows aimed at young children are detrimental to child development. Taiwan's educational system generally ranks as one of the best in the world. Here, parents of children aged 2 to 18 are urged not to allow their children to use electronic gadgets unreasonably. As a result, electronic devices were added to the list of potentially hazardous activities, such as tobacco and alcohol. Fines are imposed on anyone who disregards the guidelines. Canada. In Canada, the Pediatric Society suggests limiting screen time for toddlers aged 2 to 5 to less than 1 hour per day, ensuring that inactive screen time is not a part of child caregiving and establishing daily screen-free times, such as meal times. The guidelines suggest no screen time for kids under 2 and less than 1 hour per day for 2 to 5-year-olds. Furthermore, they recommend minimizing your own screen use when kids are present, especially during screen-free times, such as meals. Australia and the UK. The Australian Department of Health's 2016 guidelines recommend that children under the age of 2 watch no screens at all, and children between 5 and 17 years limit screen time to less than 2 hours a day. Recommendations in the UK are different. Neither the NHS nor the National Institute of Clinical Excellence have any detailed guidance for screen time among babies and toddlers, but they do recommend an upper limit of 2 hours per day for all children. The UK's Chief Medical Officer suggests a precautionary approach balanced against the potential benefits of using screen devices. The World Health Organization. The World Health Organization issued its guidance most recently in 2019. They reviewed the evidence from much of the academic research out there, and no screen time was recommended for kids under 1. For 1 to 2-year-olds, that recommendation was that screen time should not be more than 1 hour and less is better. For 3 to 4-year-olds, the recommendation was the same. No more than 1 hour and less is better. They did allow that though they were providing strong recommendations, their advice was based on weak evidence. So what were our findings? So what are the takeaways here? While country guidelines vary in terms of the recommended time kids should spend on screens, what they all do agree on is that what kids engage in on screens is important. Screen time quality always counts.